Hello everyone, welcome to Botany Insider, and in this lecture we would be discussing about the topic that is gene knockout and gene knock-in. It is one of the topics from the methods in biology. So this topic looks very difficult at first place because this has some experimental touch to it, but we'll try to make this topic as simple as possible. So first of all, let us understand about that what is gene knock-in and what is gene knockout. So gene insertion is gene knock-in. In means inside. So when we are inserting any gene, it is called as gene knock-in. So when we are inserting, it is gene knock-in, and in other words it could also be called as gene cloning. And this gene cloning or gene knock-in is either by two methods. It is either by the cell-free method or the cell-based method, which is popularly given the name as the PCR, which is polymerase chain reaction. We would be discussing about polymerase chain reaction and all the other experiments in the future lectures. In this video, just understand that gene insertion means when we are inserting something or when we are inserting a gene into a particular type, so it is called as gene knock-in. And gene deletion, when we are removing, when we are deleting something, it is called as gene knockout or it is called as knockout. So in case of knockout, there are two important methods that we have to study or we need to focus upon. The first one is the neomycin cassette and the second one is CRE-LOX-P system. In this lecture, we would be mainly focusing upon the neomycin cassette, and in the second part of this particular video, we would be discussing about the CRE-LOX-P system. So let's discuss about the gene knockout. So knockout means removal or deletion. So in this we are specifically removing some kind of gene, and this gene removal requires homologous recombination. And what is homologous recombination? Homologous means same and recombination means rearrangement of the genes. So the gene knockout requires specific homologous recombination that have the same origin. The genes that we are focusing upon, that we need to remove from the cassette, required or are required to be homologous in nature. They should have the same origin. So let's understand about that what is a neomycin cassette. So in simple word, neomycin cassette is a type of an expression vector. Expression means something that is being expressed, something that have the products to be shown, and vector in simple word means a carrier. So neomycin cassette is a type of expression vector which carries neomycin. And what is neomycin? So it is a type of protein which have antibiotic resistance. So this is the complete structure of the neomycin cassette. The first subcomponent is the homologous recombination region 1. Then we have neomycin resistance, that is, it is the antibiotic resistance, and this neomycin is actually resistant to two main. The first one is the kanamycin and the second one is the neomycin. So we have the first region as the homologous region 1, then we have a region for the neomycin resistance. So this neomycin resistance region have the resistance to two antibiotics. So first one is the kanamycin and the second one is the neomycin. Moving forward, we have the third component, that is the homologous region 2, and after that we have the thymidine kinase. So this thymidine kinase is actually obtained from HSV. And what is HSV? So HSV is herpes simplex virus. So this TK region is actually obtained from the HSV region. Important point to remember is that the second region, which is neomycin resistant region, it can be grown in the presence of G418. Now what is G418? We'll understand about this in the future slides. So let us see or let us analyze the two cases. In the first case, we are growing it on the gankicklovir. So in this we have the neomycin cassette being present and all the other regions have been eliminated. So in this case, because we have studied this is neomycin resistant, so it would easily grow on the gankicklovir. You have to remember that this neomycin resistant region will grow on the G418. Make sure you remember about this, because this all would be utilized when we would be studying the actual experiment. In the second case, what we are doing is we are taking only the TK region, that is the thymidine kinase region. So as we have discussed that this TK region is derived from the HSV virus. So in this case, the gankicklovir would kill the TK and it would not survive. Why? Because TK gets killed in the presence of G418. So what we have done is that we have taken gankicklovir and we have studied about two cases. In the first case, we have the neomycin resistant region present. So in this case, the region or this cassette or this expression vector would survive. Why? Because the neomycin could survive in the presence of G418. And in the second case, we have taken TK. Only the TK subcomponent is present. So in this case, it would not survive. Why? Because TK cannot survive in the presence of G418. These are the two facts that we have to remember. And now we would be combining about all these facts and we would be understanding about the actual integration of the cassette. So talking about the integration of cassette, there are two main types. In the first case, we are integrating the cassette by the help of the homologous integration, and in the second case we are integrating by the help of the random integration. So what would be the result or what would be the end result of this? So these are the two end results. We would be understanding about it when we would be understanding about the complete integration. So first of all, let us understand about the homologous integration. So what we would be doing is we would be integrating the neomycin cassette at the same origin places. So we have the gene and a vector. So on the upper side we have the gene and on the lower side we have our vector. So on the gene, the first region is the HR region 1, that is the homologous region, and on the other side also we have the homologous region 2. Same in the vector, we have homologous region 1 and the homologous region 2. In case of the gene, we have to insert this gene X into our vector. So as we have studied that our neomycin cassette or our expression vector contains neomycin resistance gene over here, and we are doing the homologous integration. So because there is homologous integration between the gene and the vector, there would occur recombination between these 2 points. Why? Because we have homologous same regions present and the gene and the neomycin are at homologous positions. So there would occur homologous integration, and as a result of this homologous integration and the recombination occurring between these two regions, we would have our final product. So in the product we would be having the homologous region 1 and the homologous region 2 at the same places, and because we are doing the homologous recombination and we had to eliminate the desired gene. So this was the desired gene that we wanted to knock out. So as you can see in the product, we have the neomycin getting inserted into our gene. So the neomycin got inserted and there occurs the knockout of the desired gene that we have focused upon or that we have targeted. So this neomycin resistance gene would be the result of this homologous integration in which the knockout of the desired gene occurs. So you can see in case of the homologous integration, there occurs the knockout of the desired gene because this was the gene X that we had focused upon, and in the product we got that gene X eliminated and the neomycin was inserted into that place. So this was about the homologous integration. In the second case we have random integration. So what happens in this type is, so consider we have this vector. So this is the vector that we are focusing upon. We have HR region 1, we have the neomycin resistance region in this place, then we have HR region 2 and the thymidine kinase. So in this case what happens is that the vector goes and binds to the random site with no homology region. In this what happens is the vector would go and bind to any region randomly which does not have even the same homology region. So we have this region 1, that is the homologous recombination region 1, then we have gene X, then we have the homologous region 2. So this vector would come and bind to any random place, and this place is not defined, or this place have no homology with the area where it is getting bounded. So in this what happens is that this gene, so this is the product of the result of this random integration. We have the HR region 1, we have the gene X, we have the HR region 2, and the vector that we have focused upon gets inserted into any random position, and the gene that was initially present here gets eliminated. So in this type of integration in which there occurs random integration, the undesired gene gets eliminated. The gene which was present here might be of some importance initially, but because of random integration there occurs elimination of that gene and the integration of the non-desired gene gets occurred, and the desired gene that we have focused does not get eliminated. So we can see that in random integration we have the knockout of the undesired gene. So this was about the integration. In the first case we had the homologous integration where the desired gene got knocked out or got removed, and in random integration the desired gene does not get removed, instead undesired gene gets removed or gets knocked out. So now let's talk about the selection. So what is selection? When we have performed the homologous or the random integration, after that we would have to select some type of the vectors, or we would have to select the products that have been formed. So in this the homology integrated vectors would be required. That is, when we select the vectors or when we select the actual products, what we have to do is we have to select the homology inserted vectors would be actually required. Important term to remember is that when we would be selecting, we would be doing the treatment with the G418 and it is followed by ganciclovir. Why I am focusing upon this? Because this same statement have been asked in the previous years. We would be discussing the same question at the end of this video. So talking about the selection, consider we have this vector, and on this vector we have both the neomycin positive and the TK positive genes. So now first of all what we would be doing is that we would be having either the homologous integration or either the random integration. So in case of homologous integration, the product was neomycin positive and the TK was absent. But in the random, both the neomycin and the TK was present, because as we have just studied, in case of the homology we do not have the TK, but in case of the random selection we have the presence of the TK. So now after this what we would be doing is we would be growing it. The growth would occur on the G418, and as we have studied initially that on G418 and there is present of neomycin, the particular cassette could survive. So as we can see that in both the homologous and the random one we have the neomycin present. So we would be doing a positive selection, because as a result of the growth the surviving one would be selected. That is, we would be having the both random and the homologous integration product found, and now we would be growing it on the gankicklovir. So as we have studied that the neomycin could survive on the gankicklovir, but the TK cannot survive on the gankicklovir. So the randomly selected one would not be survived, the random integrated ones would not be survived, and as a result of this, only the homologous integrated regions or the homologous integrated cassettes would survive, and this is the required region, or this is the required product that we require at the end of our experiment. This type of selection, what we are doing is that first we have to select only the homologous integrated vectors, and second we have to eliminate the random selected or random integrated vectors. So initially what we did is that first we grew the complete vectors on the G418, and because on G418 neomycin resistant one could survive, so both of the H and the R, that is both the homologous and the random ones survived, and in this case we are doing the positive selection. Why? Because we are letting the result grow over it, and then after the complete positive selection we led to the negative selection. Why? Because on gankicklovir the non-required ones would die, so as a result we are having the negative selection of our actual required product. So as a result of growth on the gankicklovir, the TK would not survive and the neomycin would be surviving, and as a result we would be having our homologous integrated regions or the homologous integrated vectors present, which is the required result for this complete experiment. So we have the selection as the positive and the negative. In case of positive selection, there is survive and select, that is we have let G418 into the medium and both the homologous and the random survived and then we selected them. But in the negative selection what we did is we led to the death of the random integrated vectors, and finally the selection of the homologous integrated vectors is done. So these are the two type of selections that we have to keep in mind. So this is the complete table that we have to keep in mind. So we have the vector. On the vector we have the neomycin resistance gene, we have the TK present, the gene knockout does not occur. On G418 it would survive. Why? Because of the presence of the neomycin resistance gene, and it would not survive on gankicklovir. Why? Because of the presence of the TK. The second one is the random integration, that is the result of the random integration was in which we had the presence of the neomycin resistance gene, the TK genes. The gene knockout of the desired genes does not occur. As a result of it, what happens is on G418 it would survive, but on the gankicklovir it would not survive. And the third one is the homologous vector. So in the homologous vector we had the presence of the neomycin resistance, but the TK was not present, and also the gene knockout of the desired gene actually occurred in the homologous. And also on the G418 the homologous vector would survive. Why? Because of the presence of the neomycin, and on the gankicklovir it would also survive because of the absence of the TK. Hence the homologous vector or the result of the homologous recombination vector is the desired product of our complete experiment. So this was all about the complete topic of gene knockout. So let's discuss this question. So the question says the following cassette was designed to create estrogen receptor knockout mice. So this is the complete cassette that was designed. SOH refers to the site of homology and the GOI refers to the gene of interest. So SOH is the same as we have studied the HR, that is the homologous region, and the GOI is nothing but the gene of interest that we are focusing upon. It is asking about that what would ensure the proper recombination has taken place. So we have to find out of the four options which of the following steps would actually ensure that the proper recombination has taken place or not. So in this question it is actually actually asking about the proper selection. So the selection would occur, as we have just discussed, that best selection occurs when there occurs the treatment with the G418 and it is followed by ganciclovir. So this is the exact statement that have been present in this question itself. As you can see, the second option says that the cells survive when cultured in the presence of the G418 followed by the ganciclovir. So this is the experiment that we have performed, in which we had the growth of the vector over the G418, which was the positive selection, and it was followed by the negative selection, in which we grew the vector over the ganciclovir. So this is what is actually asked in this question. So B is the correct answer for this particular question. This, we are done with the complete topic of gene knockout, and we have also discussed 2 previous year questions. So I hope this video was helpful for you. So if you like this video, please do like, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. And also I'll be coming up very soon with more informative videos as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.